I'm staging here for gluing up the the uh, the floor of the fermentation chamber to the walls of the fermentation chamber. So I've got my clamp here. Uh, it's a half inch pony pipe clamp. They're pretty versatile because they can be as long as the pipe. So it can definitely open up wide enough to grab both walls. So once I have the glue on and the walls where they need to be, I'm gonna actually have a piece of wood running along here. On this side, I just have a thin piece of at least it's straight, but it's a thin piece of wood. It's somewhat rigid, so it should apply pretty good force along the whole length of the floor to wall joint. And I'm not that concerned with having it, super tight between these two, because this Gorilla Glue, it expands 3 times its size, and it will form a very strong bond. So I'm not really worried about having it to be that tight, and I know the glue is going to end up being stronger than the styrofoam. So even if you don't have the perfect, strong compression during bonding, it's going to do the job plenty. And I chose this. I took a lot of consideration in this. I was thinking to do maybe 1 bead of liquid nails or something, or a silicone, something more that would fill gaps. But I think this will fill the gaps just as good because it expands. And also, I've heard those have a problem with bonding. So as long as you get this nice and wet on the bonding surface, which, yeah, you can see that it's getting that. I was worried that the foam wouldn't really hold much water, but it seems to be working fine, and we're going to get plenty of water in there, and not a lot of air. So that's why I feel like choosing this gluing product will be the best. There is some concern that it is extremely strong, and if you're going to move this guy around a lot, there is some risk of cracking. So I'm going to try to avoid that. Sorry for the bed head. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to use for bonding the floor to the walls here, and also when I'm going to be putting on the end caps. The ceiling's going to go. It's going to just have a gasket running along the top here, and we'll go into more detail on that later. So make sure you use plenty of water on the both surfaces you're going to be gluing. Put a reasonably healthy bead of Gorilla Glue on there, and I mean, you don't want it oozing out too much, but you also want it filling any gaps that across the bonding surface. So I'll let you know how it goes, and yep, take care, and drink a home brew.